is the story there. But the other big story that we've been tracking, the decision to scrap the old 500 and 1,000 rupee notes has inconvenienced the common man. Banks are going all out to help make the situation easier. Lata caught up with the chairman of SBI, Arundhati Bhattacharya, to assess the situation and began by asking her how much money has been collected in deposits so far.
We have done now transactions around 1 lakh crores, of which around 80-82% is deposits. And of course we have exchange, which will be around, I think, 7,000 crores, withdrawals and ATM withdrawals plus the CDM deposit of cash. So basically around 1 lakh crores till yesterday midnight. Today's numbers I still don't have. I have hourly numbers, but there's no point in giving those. I think it's about that.
Okay. Are you getting a sense that the panic is receding? I mean, we are now 3-4 days into it. Today is a holiday in Mumbai. But is it that people are now not panicky? Are lines getting smaller in your bank branches?
See, yesterday was a Sunday. And therefore, we did anticipate bigger crowds for those people who work 6 days a week and they have only Sunday. But even then, the numbers of transactions we did were 10% lower than on Saturday. And today, if you compare the southern states who are open, 25% transactions are lower. And this is only for the southern states. I'm not taking the closed states. Okay. So definitely people are becoming a little more comfortable and less panic-stricken that, you know, they will not get the money.
Okay, on Saturday, the Reserve Bank put out a notice saying that they have asked for daily reports from the banks and they are closely watching patterns. So is this something that they will watch as to sudden swelling of accounts will all be monitored?
Yes, I should definitely think so. There is a concern that there could be what are called as money mules, and definitely I think they will look out for the same. We ourselves do a lot of analysis of patterns. At this point of time, the data is still too small and for a very few days. But definitely I think, you know, this will be something that will be done by RBI.
Okay. We were given some rough numbers from Reserve Bank sources, not official, that about 60% of the 1,000 rupee notes and 30% of the 500 rupee notes were not circulating. So they had a sense it was hoarded. That is about 6.5 lakh crore. Are you privy to better numbers than this? So 6.5 lakh crore have to come back to the system.
No, I am really not privy to these sort of numbers. I wouldn't be able to give you any light on that.
Okay. Well, the other part is that you're going to get, like you said, already 1 lakh crore nearly, or 82,000 crore of deposits. How do you see interest rates moving by the end of December 30? You will be able to crash deposit rates to 5%?
See, the only thing is how much of this deposit is going to be stable. It's coming in surely, but what I also observed is that every day the amount of deposit is coming down and the amount of withdrawal is going up. So people who have actually deposited will also be taking out money. So we have to wait for a little more time to understand what will be the pattern of these deposits. But having said that, some amount will definitely remain in the banking system. And therefore, definitely, you know, rates will come down in the deposits. And today, because the MCLR is so tightly spliced to the deposit rates, it is absolutely likely that borrower rates will also come down.
But initially you may have a problem with margins, isn't it? So much cash and no one borrowing, so you have to put it in G-Secs.
That's absolutely correct. Thankfully, most of the borrowing is coming in the deposit is coming in the savings accounts. So to that extent, it's a little better, but still all the same, I do think that this will be a problem of plenty on the liability side.
Okay. Well, what about problem of NPLs as well? Because business at a very vulnerable level has come to a stop. The bigger boys will always be managing with electronic. So do you think that also will be something you will worry about after this money changing is over?
Actually, it's very difficult to state because a lot of people are telling me business is going to show huge volumes. Okay. Because they are going to put all the stuff that they were not accounting into the business itself. So business actually may end up showing very large volumes this year. No, very difficult to state at this point of time.
Sorry. No, that may be true perhaps in the Jan-March quarter, but right now when you go to restaurants or you go to malls, there's practically nobody. So, I mean, or maybe, you know, a very small percentage. So in the more vulnerable segments, like probably, you know, wholesalers, perishable goods dealers, I mean, overall, are you expecting a problem with SME, MSME guys?
No, see, the problem was there in the first 2 or 3 days. I think subsequent to that, people have got around it. Frankly, I don't see anybody in restaurants who doesn't have a card, or any restaurant that doesn't have a POS machine. So I see no reason why restaurants shouldn't do business. Only reason could be people are panicked.
In the bank.
Yeah, so they are either in the bank or at home, wondering what to do. Some people may be very distraught. All kinds of things might be there. But other than that, there is no reason why restaurants should be empty. So I think over a period of time, this will normalize. The first 2 days, I do know that there were a lot of people who drew money, but they hoarded it. They wouldn't go and spend it in the market even though they needed something. Third day, fourth day, they can't hold out anymore. So people are back in the market. While coming to this place itself, I was watching the footpaths where, you have these veggies. There was brisk trade going on over there. So I don't think at any point of time everything will come to a standstill. For a little while, yes, but not for a longer period of time.
Was it a tactical error to have not put 500 notes first? I mean, 2000 is not a note in which you do transactions. Those who do 2000 transactions invariably will use the card. Was that a tactical error?
No, I think, for a little while they did not want these denominations in the market, because these are the denominations that were being taken out. So they wanted to understand what is coming in, so there is no mixing of denominations with new and old. I think that was the concept. But obviously the people also realize that there is too much of a gap between 100 and a 2000, and therefore that 500 has to come in. As I told you yesterday, the first 500s were received by us. We have already started disbursing in Bhopal. Tomorrow we may start in Mumbai. So 500 will come back in.
Well, you have almost been an evangelist in telling people to use digital, MPIN. One hopes that becomes easy, the UPI. What is State Bank and in fact the banking sector doing? Are you all, educating the taxi drivers union or the vegetable vendors union that you can actually, take money from your customer through an SMS?
Absolutely, we are doing that. In fact, we have approached the Kalipili Taxi Association, and their union leaders have given a call to all the Kalipili cabs to take on Buddy as a wallet. We are doing the same with veggie vendors, showing them how the wallet is done. In case they are uncomfortable with it, we are also coming out with a very liberalized scheme for giving POS machines to veggie vendors. So all of that is in the works, and I think in the next 1 month or so, you will see a proliferation of these various ways of paying money. Also on UPI, we were a latecomer, as you know, but on the very first day on UPI, we did 15,000 transactions, which is much more than 3 times what was being done on a daily basis by all the other banks put together. So we are big in digital, and I think, it is time people realize they must use digital. Otherwise, this country will go back to the same ways, and unaccounted cash will go back again. And if everybody is crying about taxes, whether indirect or direct, we have to understand if everybody is paying taxes, tax rates will fall. Unless everybody is doing it, it will not happen.
Fair point, ma'am. Finally, when do you think the ATM machines in far-flung areas, or even for that matter in cities, will start showing the older patterns of just 4 or 5 people in the queue? Do you think this happens in a week? I mean, since you have your finger on the pulse of the depositor, so to speak, shall we see through November, or will we see it even go all the way to December?
See, through November should be enough, because at this point of time, our idea is that we do from day after tomorrow about 3,000 machines per day, which is on the lower side. I'm being very conservative. We'll try to do more. If that is the case, we should be through by in November. But even before that, we are working on very innovative kind of solutions, which will enable people to actually draw notes, even if that ATM is still not recalibrated. As you know, during the Chennai floods, we had people going with a POS machine in boats, delivering cash to the houses. We will try and bring about those kinds of innovative ideas here to ensure that in the far-flung areas where the recalibration will take time, we take these innovative ideas to them and actually deliver cash.
That's really kind of the banking sector. And on behalf of viewers and the media, since we're always accused of bashing up, institutions, let me tell you that viewers' hearts go out to the bankers today. And the help that we have been getting, I personally have got from bankers, is definitely commendable. Thank you very much to your entire team.
But one small story I must say, some of my people told me the other day that locals are supplying them with food and snacks because they are not able to get up and go and eat. So the locals actually have come in. The ladies have been helping out by giving them food and snacks, and we are really touched. We are touched by the kind of help we are getting from our customers, by the kind of patience that they are displaying, and they have been wonderful. I'll say 99.9% of customers have been absolutely wonderful, and I need to thank them on behalf of the bankers for the patience they have shown. My only request again to them is, please, if you have an ATM debit card, don't use it only on the ATM, use it on the POS. Make more of these transactions digital, so that India actually has less of unaccounted cash.
Well, that's SBI Chief Arundhati Bhattacharya taking us through the actions that have already been taken by State Bank of India, the largest public sector bank, and what we can expect, a lot of innovative ways to try and get cash to far-flung areas where the recalibration of ATMs will take longer. And of course, the banking system has been working non-stop over the weekend as well to ensure that citizens do get the required cash. Of course, long lines, but they've been trying their best. Now, the Modi government is in firefighting mode after the decision to demonetize. The government has relaxed timelines